Vaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Raya Namaskrityam.
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Nam Chaiva Narottama.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayat Mudiraye.
Ashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu
Sapraya Subhadesu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Bhagavate Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttam Sloke.
Bhaktin Bhavadirnaistiki
Bhaktin Bhavati Nastike.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Naya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya cha
Nandana Yacha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Indaya Namo. Hari.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, text number 7. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is Scheduled Incarnation with Specific Functions. So, today, the seventh sloka we are going to discuss. 4.7.7. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Kamam dahan kritino nanu rosadrishya
Kamam dahanti kritino nanu rosa drastya.
rosham dagantam utatena dahanti asayam.
Rosam dahantam utetane dahantya asyam.
So ayam yat antaram alam pravisan vibhati
Soyam yad antaram alam pravisan vivati.
kamaha katam nu punur asya manah shresthyata.
Kamaha katham nu punarasya manaha shreyate.
Word by word meaning, please repeat again. Kamam,
Kamam,
lust.
just,
Dahanti,
dahanti,
chastise.
justice.
Kritinaha,
Kritinaha,
great stalwarts.
breast stalwarts.
Nanu,
Nanu,
but.
but,
Rosa dristya,
dosa drishtya.
by wrathful glance.
Wrathful glance.
Rosam,
Dosam,
wrath.
wrath.
Dahantam,
Dahantam,
being overwhelmed.
being overheard.
Uta,
Uta,
although.
Ndu,
Te,
te,
they.
de,
Na,
na,
cannot.
cannot.
Dahanti,
Dahanti,
subjugate.
subjugate.
Asahyam,
Asyaham,
intolerance.
intolerant.
Saha,
Saha,
that.
that,
Ayam,
I am
him.
him.
Yad,
Yet,
because.
because,
Antaram,
antaram,
within.
within,
Alam,
alam,
however.
however,
Pravisan,
provision,
entering.
entering,
Vibhati,
vivati,
is afraid of.
is afraid of.
Kamaha,
Kamaha,
lust.
just, lust.
Katham,
Katham,
how.
how,
Nu,
no,
as a master of fact. As a matter of
is
fact.
a matter of fact.
Punaha,
Punaha,
again.
again,
Asya,
asya,
is.
is,
Manaha,
naha,
mind.
mind,
Shreyata,
shreyate,
take shelter of.
take shelter of.
Translation purport by Srila Sabha Charna Vrinda A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Srila.
Translation, please repeat behind me. Great stalwarts
Great stalwarts
like Lord Shiva
like Lord Shiva
can,
can,
by their wrathful glances,
by their wrathful glances,
overcome lust
overcome lust
and vanquish him.
and vanquish him.
Yet they cannot
Yet they cannot
be free from the
be free from the
overwhelming effects of their own wrath.
overwhelming effects of their own wrath.
Such wrath can
Such wrath can
enter into the
never enter into the
heart of him,
heart of him,
the Lord,
the Lord,
who is above all this.
who is above all this.
So how can
So how can
lust take shelter in his mind?
lust take shelter in his mind?
Purport. When Lord Shiva was engaged in severely austere meditation, Cupid, the demigod of lust, threw his arrow of sex desire. Lord Shiva, thus being angry at him, glanced at Cupid in great wrath, and at once the body of Cupid was annihilated. Although Lord Shiva was so powerful, he was unable to get free from the effects of such wrath. But in the behavior of Lord Vishnu, there is no incident of such wrath at any time. On the contrary, Brahmuni tested the tolerance of the Lord by purposefully kicking his chest. By instead of being angry at Brahmuni, the Lord begged his pardon, saying that Brahmuni's leg might have been badly hurt because his chest is too hard. The Lord has the sign of the foot of Prabhupada at the mark of tolerance. The Lord, therefore, is never affected by any kind of wrath. So, how can there be any place for lust, which is strong than wrath? When lust or desire is not fulfilled, there is the appearance of wrath. But in the absence of wrath, how can there be any place for lust? The Lord is known as Aptakama, or one who can fulfill his desire by himself. He does not require anyone's help to satisfy his desires. The Lord is unlimited, and therefore his desires also unlimited. All living entities but the Lord are limited in every respect. How they can be limited satisfy the desire of the unlimited. The conclusion is that the absolute personality of Godhead has neither lust nor anger, and even if there is something, a show of lust and anger by the absolute, it should be considered as absolute benediction. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana-timinandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-lumilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu-padaya Krishna-prishthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashasha Deshatarne. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today's sloka, it is continuation of the previous one. So the previous sloka we discussed about the Narayana Rishi. So the Narayana Rishis, twins, how they conquered the Sahasrarjun and how they conquered the lust also. Even the Indra sent the Cupid and the other Apsaras, the heavenly Apsaras, to to disturb their meditation, but they were not disturbed by such the lust. They don't have lust because they are the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So the Supreme Lord never get affected with lust or wrath. So when there is a lust, then the next it will come the wrath. Wrath means it's an anger. So when the lust is not fulfilled, what will happen? Then the anger will come. So Krishna also saying in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, the same thing. So the same thing he is telling. So when the lust is not fulfilled, then the anger will come. So here, the Cupid, the same Cupid, when he tried to disturb the Narayana Rishi, so the Narayana from when he pat his thighs, and from there Urvasi appeared. So who is more beautiful than the Apsaras who sent by the Indra. So they understood that we cannot disturb the Lord and his incarnations. So I understood that, and Lord also showed that this my purpose is for the welfare of the society, not for take the Indra's position. That he clarified with Indra. So Lord always, so that's why reason here, Lord is unlimited, and he always wanted the welfare of the spiritual and material, who are all there in spiritual world and the material world, all the living entities. He is the welfare of all. He is always thinking about the welfare of all the living entities. So he never had a lust or anger on anything. So, so here in this today's sloka, so when the same Cupid, he tried to agitate Lord Shiva, and they actually it is said that the Cupid used to throw the sex desire arrow. So once it is ended, then the lust will create from the people. So when he threw that similar arrow on Shiva, Lord Shiva, he was in the intense meditation. So because of he was in the intense meditation, he got angry out of it. Immediately, what happened? He he glanced over that Cupid, and Cupid got burned out there. So still now, because of his Lord Shiva's anger, the Cupid got burned. So the Cupid never had a body after that. So he is bodiless only. The Cupid is bodiless only. So that much power Shiva's glances. And in the contrary, if you take it the Lord's activity, Supreme Lord's activity, which is always he's never had such angry. He never had such angry. So the similar situation he also met Lord in the Narayana incarnation. He also met the similar situation where how the Lord met, and also in this when Shiva, he just tried to agitate Lord Shiva through the arrow, that's all. The Cupid, the Manmata, he just threw the arrow, that's all. But in the case of Narayana Rishis, he sent all the Apsaras also, along with the Cupid, all the Apsaras also he sent. But still, the Lord incarnation had the patience. They never get angry on the act of Cupid or any other Apsaras. But here in the case of Lord Shiva, because both the Lord Narayana Rishi and Lord Shiva comparison is happening here in this sloka. Again, Narayana Rishi, in one hand, they handle it wisely, but the Shiva, he couldn't control his anger. She glanced over Cupid and he burned out the Cupid. So that is the difference between the, the incarnation, the Shiva incarnation and the Lord himself. And here Prabhupada is mentioning another one instance with the Brahmuni. So the Brahmuni, he wanted to test the tolerance of these three, the three Murti, the Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. So who is more tolerant? So there was the discussion happening between the sages. So then they elected Brahmuni to test the three of them. The Brahmuni is one of the Saptarishi, and he is the son of Brahma. Since he created through Brahma's mind. So he is a powerful Muni. So when he wanted to meet, he met Brahma, Lord Brahma. See, he wanted to go to the test Lord Brahma. So he is going to the Brahma's abode. So Brahma is the father of Brahmuni, and also He is the creator, secondary creator. So whoever going there to meet him, they have to give the obeisances or respect to him. But this guy, the Brahmani, what happened? He went there and he purposefully he not give any respect to, not giving any obeisances or respect to the Brahma. And Brahma got immediately angry. So then he shouted Brahmani. Then he decided that okay, Brahma doesn't have the control of anger. So but he don't have the tolerance. Then he went to Lord Shiva's abode, which is in Kailash, where Lord Shiva he was with Mother Parvati. So they were sitting where they were discussing. That time, Brahmani, because Brahmani is one way, because Lord Shiva also got created through the mind of Brahma. So Brahmani also got created through the mind of Brahma. So both are in one way, both are brothers. So the Brahmani, he wanted to meet his brother Shiva. So there, he went there and yes, in the first case, just he didn't give any respect. He didn't spoke anything to Brahma. Still, because of his act, Brahma got angry. And next, he is meeting Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, what he did? He shouted Lord Shiva. So you are lusty fellow. Like that, he was saying something, some negative things about Lord Shiva. So again, it stimulates the angry of Lord Shiva. So the Lord Shiva, again, he was about to get and he was about to guess how Cupid got burned. Similarly, he wanted to guess Cupid when he was burned because he was in the meditation. That time Cupid disturbed. But here he was with Mother Parvati. That time Brahmani went and say something. But through words, he offended Lord Shiva. So by these words only, he got offended. His his tolerance got, his patience got tested over there. Then immediately he shouted with anger and he was about to give curse to Brahmani. Then Mother Parvati stopped him. So then Brahmani understood that, okay, the tolerance is not there with Shiva also. The similar, so he already tested Brahma and Shiva, both are failed. So now he wanted to test the tolerance of Lord Vishnu. So the Lord Vishnu, he was in the Milky Ocean, he was lying in the Milky Ocean. In the Ananda Shesha, he was lying along the Parvati. Mother Lakshmi, he was serving Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu. That time he was massaging his feet. So that time, this Brahmani entered there. So he showed he didn't give any respect, and he was shouting, say, there are so many things are happening, but you are just enjoying with your time with your wife. Like that, he was shouting, and directly he went and hit with his feet on the chest of Lord Vishnu. So then the expectation is, yes, the three things happen. Yes, for each thing with Lord Brahma, just the act without respect, he got angry. And with the words, Lord Shiva got angry. But with the act without any respect, with the words, and also the physical offense, physically abuse. These three things happen with the Lord, but still the Lord is only, he was in the controlled manner, and he was not in the, he didn't get any angry. And he slowly opened his eyes and he asked, please forgive me. To the Brahmani, he asked the forgiveness. And yes, I was in my Jnana Nitra, so I couldn't saw you. So please forgive me. And also, you kicked my chest with your feet. But my chest is so hard, so your feet may be hurted. So show me your feet. Let me give some massage so that the pain will be reduced. So this is the way he responded to Brahmani. So even though this disrespected and with the act, word, and also the physical abuse, all the three things happened with the Lord, but Lord didn't got angry on that. So that is the greatest quality of the Lord. So that proves that the Supreme Lord he is having the more patience and tolerance than anyone else in the material world. Even though the tolerance, the lust, anger, greed, because why it is happening there with all the living entities? Because that is there with the Lord also. But Lord will use that lust, anger, and the as a benediction. If it is there, even though it is shows by the Supreme Lord, it will be a absolute benediction. That's what Prabhupada is saying in the last word. How come it will become a absolute benediction? Because we one of the past time we saw when Lord he the Vastra Abharan, when he was in Vrindavana, he took away all the gopis who were taking bath in the river. He took away all their dresses, and then he asked everyone come to me and get the forgiveness and take the clothes. Then the non-devotees, the people who are envy on the Supreme Lord, they said, okay, Krishna, he is a more lusty, so he wanted to see the women's in the naked way. So it is not the purpose actually. The devotees understand that the incident happened when he was less than 10 years old. And also that time Krishna is a small boy, and the small boy, he won't have that much maturity to with lusty desires. So he won't have lusty desires, but he wanted to satisfy because all the women's who are taking the gopis who are taking bath, so their intense desire was to they are doing the vrata, the Katayani vrata. So they wanted to get for what they want to get married with Lord Lord Krishna. So one way, yes, only the husband is allowed to see the woman as without dress. So he showed her he became a husband of that gopis. So this is he wanted to satisfy their desires. This is the desire. So he wanted to satisfy that. So he satisfied, not satisfied. In another instance also. So what is the another instance about the anger? So if we studied that the scriptures, Lord got angry when uh, Hiranyakashipu tortured his devotee Prahlad Maharaj. That time, the Lord with anger, he tortured Prahlad Maharaj. So that is the greatest quality of the Lord. So So how come it is possible to Narsimha Leela, it is possible to so full of anger to show the anger. So again, it is the benediction. Because why he took the angry? He angry means it is a spiritual angry. It is not a angry of only like us. Okay, I wanted to show my power. It is not like not wanted to show his power to anyone. Because he is the supreme. Apart from him, nobody is there to show his a powerful person. So he is the supreme person. He don't wanted to do any such act. So again, the Lord, the and angry. So why he got angry? In order to save his devotees. So his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, his great devotee Prahlad Maharaj. So that is the purpose he showed his. So so whatever the angry. So and whatever the lusty desires you showed, so that is for the entire thing is for the as a benediction. So that is the way. So that is the way the Lord's angers and Lord lusty. It's not lusty desire. For the outside people, it is a lusty. Outside people, it is a anger. But Lord never had such qualities. Because even though by ourselves, the people that are the other living entities seeing that in the quality, these are the qualities are there with the Lord. But Lord will utilize those such qualities for the good purpose only. But all the other living entities, because of our conditioned situation, we will use it in the different manner. So the in this sloka, it is mainly talked about the lust and anger. So the lust and anger is the biggest problem of all the living entities. Even though such qualities are there with the Lord, that qualities won't affect the Supreme Lord because He is control over it. But we don't have that such control. So for that reason only, there are two incidents discussed over here. One is with the Cupid, another one is the Brahmani. So the both the cases, Lord not got agitated. And but other, even though the other living entities on the highest, who are in the highest level, and even the Shiva Sattva of the Supreme Lord, Shiva Tattva, it is not a living, Shiva is not a living entity category, because Lord Brahma is in the living entity category. He is the first living entity created by the Lord. And Shiva is the Tattva. It's the Tattva. Tattva means the Supreme Lord, when for the annihilation, he turned himself as a Lord Shiva. So in the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly Brahma is explaining that when he is glorifying the Supreme Lord, when you wanted to annihilate, then you are taking the form of Shiva. So it is kind of turned the milk, it is turned into curd. So the quality, the milk is milk only turning into the curd. So curd is not a direct product. It is a milk is turning into a product. A similar way, the milk is compared with the Lord Vishnu and the curd is compared with the Lord Shiva. So that means the milk is turning into curd. That means Lord Vishnu turned himself as Lord Shiva and he was doing the category that taking care of the annihilation. So he is the annihilation. So that is the way we have, that is the understanding. So this is the way we have to understand, because this is the scriptural reference. It is not our mental speculation, this is scriptural reference. So today's sloka, it is discussed about two things, lust and anger. So lust and anger, it will remove our patience and it will degrade our position. But Lord, even though those qualities are there with the Lord, those qualities are coming from the Lord, because we are all part and parcel. Lord also has those qualities. We also have those qualities. But there is a difference. There's a huge difference between Lord and us. Yes, Lord, whenever Lord showing this anger, that will be is a that should be considered as a absolute benediction to the living entities. But other living entities, other persons, where they are showed the anger or lust, it will be as by the controlled manner of three modes of material nature. That cannot be considered as the absolute plane. So this is the difference between the Lord and others. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, any doubts, any comments from anyone? If nothing, we are to close the call. Thank you.